All right, good morning and welcome to the Service Delivery Multi-Cloud Developer Experience Catalyst here at Telemanagement World Orlando. The purpose of this catalyst is to take previous work that's been done around the service management interface and apply it to real service management processes and to multi-cloud mashups. We have involved in this AT&T, Portugal Telecom, BaseN, IBM, Microsoft, and Telcordia. And much of what you're going to see here is how when a developer wants to use capabilities across different networks, they can first of all get those services across different networks, but also get the service management capabilities. We're going to run through 3 pods now and show you everything beginning with the onboarding experience, proceeding through the actual development of a service, and concluding with being able to manage that service end-to-end down to a user SLA level. Okay, we're going to begin with pod number 1.
Hi everybody. So we'll start with Chris has an idea to create an application. So we're going to onboard that application, onboard her onto a DevEco environment, and so that she has a development environment for her to create her application. And then she's going to learn about software development tools and APIs that she can use in her development process. She'll make the purchase from the service delivery broker of the virtual development environment, and then we'll move on to the provisioning of that virtual development environment. So we'll start from the service provider's point of view. The service provider's point of view is they have a set of offerings, product offerings that they bring to market every day. But now they're looking at how to bring cloud-based offerings to market. And by utilizing a dynamic service catalog for the creation of product, service, and resource specifications, they can define a product specification for a virtual development environment. So we're looking here at the virtual development environment specification model. It starts with the product itself, the virtual development environment. It has some services, the database software, the web server, and the scripting language, and then resources such as the virtual machine, the OS software that resides on that, and the IP address resources. Some of the characteristics of the virtual development environment are the list of operating systems that the virtual development environment supports, the types of virtual machines that we would use, the databases that might be available to Chris for her development, such as MySQL, Oracle, Sybase, SQL Server, and some of the integrated development environment tools, such as Indigo, Visual C++, some of the IBM tools for Rational that she might use in her development process. So once you've created a specification, the product management and product marketing team will then spend time creating the product offerings. Product offerings are built from the product specification. In this case, the product specification is the virtual development environment that we made active. We can create an offering based on that virtual development environment, and I'm going to show you some offerings that have already been built. So we'll start with, we have a Windows Silver environment, a Windows Gold environment, and a Windows Bronze environment. The Windows Gold environment has characteristics that have already been pre-selected. Those selected characteristics are Windows 7, a gold virtual machine. We've left a few items that Chris will be able to select, such as the database and the web services. And then we have some metrics or SLAs for percent availability. And for a gold environment, it's set at 99.99. If we were to choose the silver environment, it might be 99%. If we were to choose the bronze environment, it would probably be at 90%. Okay, so after I have created the offering, I'll lock it, I'll save it, and then I'll hit the publish button to publish it to the Portugal Telecom service delivery broker. So here's the Portugal Telecom service delivery broker. The service delivery broker has the actual access to the development community. The service delivery broker is used to distribute APIs out to the development community and also to distribute or sell product offerings. So if we look at the catalog of offerings that the service delivery broker has, we'll see a list of the APIs that Chris can use. So the list of communication APIs that the Portugal Telecom Service Delivery Broker has available is the SMS pack, an MMS pack, a social media aggregator tool, and some email tools. Chris may be building her application and then decide, I want to add SMS to that application. She doesn't want to create SMS. She knows somebody else has it available for her to use. So she'll come to the site, get an overview about what the SMS pack is, get some idea of what the pricing is for each of the packages that she might include in her application, and then actually be able to view the technical description of those services. So the APIs can come in C#, PHP, Python, Perl, different types of languages, and she can get a view of all of the APIs that come with that package, which are fully documented in this documentation on the site. She can then go to buy the products and make her selections and go through the purchase process. In addition to the APIs, as I started out, the service provider created a set of product offerings, published them to the service delivery broker. They show up here in the service delivery broker as Windows Gold environment, Windows Bronze environment, and Windows Silver environment. I can look at some of the details for the Windows Gold environment.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
So the Windows Gold environment, we can get an overview of what the Gold environment is, what the pricing is for the Gold environment, given the type of database that she selects. Some technical documentation about Windows Gold environment, the fact that it comes with a 2 CPU core, 4 gigs of memory, 80 gigs of disk space, and then she can decide that she wants to buy the product. And when she goes to buy the product, she has some purchase options. As I said before, we left a few things that Chris could decide upon. So I have a database choice, so I'll choose Oracle 11G. And I have a web server choice, so I'll choose IIS 7.0. I can add those options together, just like you would in any shopping cart. And then I can decide on my subscription length. If I change my subscription length to 6 months, then the total price goes to Euro 221. I can add that to the shopping cart. And I can do the checkout process. And I have not signed in. So I have to sign in as a user. And once I log into my account, I should be able to make that purchase go through. So the account will have my billing information. It tells me that I'm buying a subscription of 6 months with this total price. I can read the general terms and conditions and then finalize my order. After I've finalized my order will then be processed and we'll move over to the provisioning area. But before I go there, there's also a customer area here that in the service delivery broker that Chris can come back to check on her usage, any type of activation key information that she needs, so that we can see, how far we've used the system and when does she need to re-up her order. Okay, now I'm going to hand it off to Victor. Victor's going to talk to you about the provisioning of that virtual development environment that Chris purchased.
So once Chris has decided that she wants to purchase a development environment, she actually goes through the process on the service delivery broker, and at the end she gets a message back indicating that her transaction was a success and that she can follow a link to gain access to her development environment. If we kind of zoom in, I don't know if you can get in here closer, but kind of zoom in, what we've seen so far is the service catalog has been defined. Chris has actually logged into the developer portal. She's learned about what's available. She's signed up, and she's now gotten herself a development environment, and that's what we're going to talk about now. In the development environment, Chris has everything she needs to develop her application. She has source control server, she has a development server, she's got the integrated development environment, she's got all the tools she needs to do what she needs to do to make her application run successfully. In addition to that, since Chris has started the process, since she's began the portal, since she logged onto the portal and began the process, we've been tracking the key performance indicators that she has been experiencing as she's going along. So at each step of the way, we know exactly how Chris is experiencing the services that she's being provided. In the same way that the developer portal sends key performance indicators, the development servers also provide key performance indicators. Those indicators go to a centralized aggregation layer, which in our Catalyst is run by BaseN. The aggregation layer takes the key performance indicators from all different aspects, from all different clouds, and combines them together so that we can see a good end-to-end view of what Chris is experiencing. At this point, we have the service catalog, the service providers cloud, we have the developer portal cloud, we have the development cloud, we've got the KPI aggregation cloud. That's 4 different clouds that we're working in that Chris has experienced seamlessly. She has no idea that she's dealing with 4 different clouds, but she is. Once those key performance indicators then get forwarded up to the Telcordia Service Director cloud, that's 5 clouds that Chris has worked with so far. As she's developing and testing her application, she's also going to be using things on the storage cloud. The storage cloud is where she's going to host her videos so that she can display them to her consumers. So that's 6 clouds that we've worked with now. Once she's developed her application, she's tested it, she knows that everything works correctly, she's ready to make it available on the website. She comes over to the project that she's just created. Let me maximize this so we can see it a little bit better. She comes over to the project that she has created, if I can find it. That's not it. Well, I don't know what's happened to it, but she comes to the project she's created, she right-clicks on the project name, and she clicks Publish. When she clicks Publish, that application gets compiled, packaged up, and sent out to Microsoft Azure's Marketplace, which is the delivery cloud. So once she hits the delivery cloud, that makes for 7 different clouds that she has utilized resources on, for which we have gathered key performance indicators. At this point, Chris changes from being a consumer of services to being a provider of services. And Chris now is going to want to see the performance of the application that her consumers are utilizing. If we move over here to the tablet device, this is Chris's application that she's actually written. As we use her application to play videos, we can see that one of the APIs that Chris has utilized in the creation of her application is an API that allows her to send performance indicators to the same performance management system that the rest of the environment is sending performance indicators to. And she can then log in to the performance management system, the 7th cloud, and she can see how not only she has experienced her environment, but also how her consumers are experiencing the environment. And I'm going to turn you over to John Hughes, who's going to talk about that a bit more.
Thank you. What we have here is service management for our federated clouds. We've heard how we've gotten multiple cloud integration to design and provide services to a developer. What we want to do, though, is we want to now look at service management across all those clouds. What we have is we've designed a service model. We're looking at our development ecosystem. We've designed a service model that has a development cloud provided by IBM, a catalog, a development portal, and a delivery cloud, which is a marketplace. These clouds are providing metrics. Those metrics are actually collected by BaseN using service management interfaces defined by TMF. That interface, BaseN then provides that information to Service Director, which then has dashboards for the different aspects of what we're looking at. We're going to look first at the development ecosystem, and here Chris, as a developer, would be interested in how is her development environment acting. Is it available, and what's the integrity of that environment? For the service provider, however, they would want to look at more details, and that would be some of these lower level metrics that make up the availability and integrity. We can also, though, drill down and take a look at base N, where so base N provides us, as I said before, the capability to gather the data through those SMIs and provide it to service director. By delving into base N, we can then take a look at different metrics that are gathered. So if we look here at the development environment, IBM, and look at their servers, we find that one of the servers is offline. Okay? We can actually look, though, in more detail for base N and delve down, and when it comes back, we'll be able to see the metrics that base N is collecting, such as system state, the uptime, free memory, network interfaces, etc. So we have a rich amount of data that's available to the service provider. Once Chris publishes her application, now she is responsible for the actual customer interface. So we have a different service model which covers the execution state. This service model, again, looks at the delivery cloud, which is the marketplace, a network cloud, a storage cloud, which is where the content is coming from, and we split the application across two. We have the application in Azure, but also we have the application running on our slate or tablet, and we're going to gather data from there. Chris is going to be very interested in the availability and integrity of her application with respect to its overall state, as well as with respect to the customers that are using it. So we have availability of service and integrity. Those are looking at this portion of the model, which is a global portion across all users. However, what we've also done is define some metrics that are specific to the subscriber groups, so that when customers call in to Chris, she can actually deal with the subscriber by looking not only at the overall status of her app, but also at different customers. When a customer calls in, Chris can then look at actual users of the app. So we actually are now looking at the actual user. So we have here Ms. Dens, okay? And as we can see, some of these metrics are from the network. So like real-time charging, bandwidth management, but we also have application metrics that are coming off the tablet or smartphone, and these metrics are also brought in. As I said before, all of these metrics are being gathered by base N to allow service directors to then provide aggregation as well as thresholding capabilities. Thank you.